Megan here, and we're going to be continuing to read Roald Dahl's James and the Giant Peach. Starting off at number 33, chapter 33. What the insects and the boy were seeing, James Henry Trotter, were buildings below, and they decided that Centipede should chew through the strings that are attached to the seagulls so they could slowly drop. So, chapter 33. Far below them in the city of New York City, something like a pandemonium was breaking out. A great round ball, as big as a house, had been sighted over the high-up skyscrapers in the center of Manhattan, and the cry had gone up that there was an enormous bomb sent over from another country to blow up the city. Air raid and sirens began wailing in every section. All radio and television programs were interrupted, and announcements that the population must go down into their cellars immediately were all over. 1 million people walking in the streets on their way to work, looking up in the sky, saw a monster of a shape hovering over them, and started running for the nearby subway entrance to take cover. Generals grabbed hold of telephones and shouted orders over every loudspeaker. The mayor of New York called up to the president and said to send people down for help from Washington, who quickly was having breakfast in his pajamas, but he pushed away half of his plate of sugar crisp and started pressing buttons right and left to summon his admirals and his generals, and all the way across the vast stretch of America, in all 50 states, from Alaska to Florida, from Pennsylvania to Hawaii, the alarm was sounded that the world needed to know that something was hovering over New York City, and that at any moment something might happen, something big. Chapter 34. Come on, Centipede, bite through the first string, James ordered. The Centipede took one of the silk strings between his teeth and bit through it, and once again, but not with any angry cloudman dangling over them. A single seagull head came away from the rest of the flock and went flying off on its own. Bite another, James ordered. The Centipede did. Why aren't we sinking? We are sinking. No, we're not. Don't forget, the peach is a lot lighter when we started out. It's lost a lot of juice with all the hailstones from the night. Cut away 2 more seagulls, Centipede. Ah, that's better. Here we go. Now we're really sinking. Yes, this is perfect. Don't bite any more, Centipede, or we'll sink too fast. Gently does it. Slowly the peach began to lose height, and the buildings and the streets down below came closer and closer. Do you think that we're going to get our pictures taken in the paper, said the ladybug. My goodness, I've forgotten to polish my boots, Centipede said. Everyone must help me polish boots before we arrive. Oh, for heaven's sake, Earthworm said. Can't you ever stop thinking about that? But he never finished his sentence, because suddenly, whoosh, they looked up and they saw 4 huge engine planes coming at them, whizzing by them, not 20 feet or more over their heads. This was actually the regular early morning passenger planes coming in from New York to Chicago, and as it went by, it sliced right through every single one of the silk strings, and immediately the seagulls broke away, and the enormous peach, having nothing to do with it, up in the air and longer, went tumbling down towards the earth like a lump of lead. Help! Cried the centipede. Save us! Cried the spider. We are lost! Cried the ladybug. This is the end! Cried the old green grasshopper. James cried, and the earthworm said, Do something, James! Quickly, do something! I can't! Cried James. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Shut your eyes, everybody. It won't be long now. Chapter 35. Round and upside down went the peach as it plummeted towards the earth, and they were all clinging desperately to the stems to save their lives from being flung into space. Faster and faster it fell, and down, racing closer and closer to the houses in the streets below, where it would nearly smash into pieces, and all the way down to Fifth Avenue and Madison Avenue, and all the way to all the city people. It was coming fast. All the people stopped running and stood up and stared at the peach. It was the biggest thing they had ever seen, and they still didn't know what it was. A few women screamed, others knelt down on the sidewalk, began praying aloud. Strong men turned to one another and said, I guess this is it. Goodbye, everyone. And for the next 30 seconds, the whole city held their breath for it to come to an end. And we will finish the book another day.